Hello, and you're listening to the Zone of Hot Truth, a weekly podcast about our experiences, opinions, and hot takes as aspiring DMs in supposedly 15 minutes. I'm Kevin.
I'm Eric, and I'm pretty sure my favorite season's the rainy season.
I'm John, and I was told to not expect to come back to anything. I'm
Grant, and that was his plan. He wanted to just catch you with your guard down, John, and it worked.
I'm bamboozled.
Get wrecked.
Who are you?
Easy net 20.
Who are you? Fourth person in the call.
He's wishing he wasn't.
My name is, and I'm Grant. And the topic for today. Let's see. Did you say that? I don't think you said that.
You did.
I said I'm Grant.
That's horseshit. We're gonna go to the tape.
100% did not say it. We're checking the tape.
Yeah, alright. And so our topic for tonight is going to be to answer the question, is milestone leveling... what is our question? Somebody give it to me.
Is milestone leveling what you should do? Should you use milestone leveling?
There we go, I have it. Thank you for saving it there. So, bring it to the floor. What do we think? I am yes.
I'm yes as well.
I'm also a yes.
And I will stand for the nose.
Okay.
You are actually no, though, right? You're not just adopting this to be an argumentative asshole, right?
No.
No,
that's kind of funny. That's kind of funny
really?
to say no in response. Yeah, no. I
Yeah.
think DMs should ditch milestone leveling. It's lazy. It doesn't reward the players nor signal to the players any sort of useful information. The players kind of at that point are in a spiral of just trying to play the game of guess what the DM really likes to do, and it removes a lot of their agency and feeling of control over the game.
What is my DM feeling today? Will he level us up or not? Find out.
Well, Mike Merle says you should level up every time you play D&D. So.
Oh my god.
That's excessive.
Every session.
Every session. That's the way 5e was intended, according to
I level up every session, but the sessions need to be 8 hours. It's fine.
That's probably okay.
It's pretty standard D&D
yeah.
session. I think you hit on what you described as a negative of milestone being lazy. I think that's one of its best features. It's the simplest thing. It is. You have the idea of what is the goal? What is the current goal of the party? What are they trying to achieve? Are they trying to kill a dragon? Are they trying to stop a mob boss? Climb a mountain? Whatever. You and the party both know what their current goal is. When they achieve their goal, then they level. It is when they reach that milestone, they're good. They're done. Cut and dry, simple.
Yeah. So, I think milestone leveling is good. For the most part, I would be anti, but in this case, I do think it's good. But only if you are describing to the player when exactly to level up. Otherwise, if you're doing it arbitrarily and they have no idea what they have to do, as Eric suggested, of what's going on. It's not milestone leveling. It's you arbitrarily deciding when the party levels. It's clear that if we do this quest, I level up. Cool, right? That's I think the essence of milestone, as John has suggested. It is a goal that you and the party know that if they do it, they level up. All other cases, I think it's horseshit.
And then there's also the case where the players, because milestone doesn't necessarily mean it's all on the DM or the DM is the only one who actually has an input.
Yeah, it is.
The players can set well, no, because I use milestone, but I allow my players to I encourage them to set their own goals and tell me what they are working on and wanting to achieve, and I take that into consideration when I'm working on milestone. So it's not completely hidden, and it's not me just deciding solely what does and doesn't count towards milestone progress.
It sounds like you are though.
Do the
players know if they do 3 quests, they'll level up?
Yeah, no, I'm open with my players. Like, I communicate with them when they can expect to be leveling and what things they're working on contribute towards that process and what don't.
So you'll tell them straight up, if you kill that dragon, you're going to level up. And they know that prior to choosing to kill the dragon.
I'm a little more nuanced than that because I don't lay out, here are 7 options that can hit you to level. I kind of have a more free-flowing...
Arbitrary is the word you're looking for.
No, it's not arbitrary. I'm trying to think of the words, and it's not because it's arbitrary. It's like I talk with my players about what they want to work on and what they are interested as a group and individuals in achieving. And that discussion between me and them is what I use to decide what the milestones will be.
But they don't know what that is.
So they are aware of it, and they have input. Some of the input is mine, of course, because I'm the one running the game. But it's both parties get to contribute.
But the input is not player facing. The input is in the input is you are taking their inputs and developing an output. Your output being I know they will hit a level if they accomplish any of these really cool goals that they have inputted to me. But the output is not telling them, of all of these 7 things that you've told me, any of them will level you up. This one won't. So if you go this route, you're not going to get a level there. That's not a meaningful quest. And that's where I think Kevin's issue really is important, is showing that milestone is, if the players know what the milestone is, the players know if you take a quest sheet off a quest board and you turn it in after completion, you level up.
Sounds familiar.
That is milestone. They've accomplished a milestone.
Yes.
And that milestone results in a level up. But they know the entire time of what they're electing to do.
So then what do you do?
What do I do?
Yes.
So
exactly what he described.
No, well, that's what I use for my nave game. They're newer players. Yeah. It's easier. It's easier for me, and you can call me a hypocrite all you want, but I will call you all hypocrite for not using, especially the 2 house rule people, for not actually using milestone how it is described in the DMG, which is a bucket of experience points.
Here it is. Yeah.
Just so you know, again. It is
okay. I'm aware of what it is in the DMG.
So what I do for my OSE game that I'm very excited to be running is doing experience points for player written accomplishments. The player has to, 1, communicate this, and then they will get a single point of experience. The important thing is experience points, as used in every edition, including Old School Essentials, AD&D 5th edition, is very large numbers. It is 100,000 experience to level up.
Yeah.
Take away all the bottom zeros. It's 100. 100 makes
It's Final
more
Fantasy
sense.
leveling up.
Yeah.
When you start with, it takes 10,000 to level up. But then the next level is 100,000. Remove all the zeros and say it's 10 experience to hit level 2, and then it's 100 experience to hit level 3. It's the same proportions, but it's easier for the players to digest.
So we can at least all...
I think Grant was... Hold on. Grant had a point you wanted to bring up before you, John.
Sorry.
Yeah, because you made an assumption when you were like kind of countering one of my points that, the players set out like 7 or 8 things that they want to do, but only 5 of them matter and the other 3 aren't meaningful. But that's assuming that I dictate certain quests as being meaningful or don't. All quests and goals that they set are meaningful. And I just tell the players the smaller things will contribute, but they aren't necessarily an instant pop or do these 2 things and you level. Whatever they do contributes to them leveling.
What I'll say really quick, so is that when you think they have done enough is when they level up.
No, because that's completely arbitrary. Because it's not just when I think
that's what you just described.
You just described it. What is a contribution? I think that's the key thing.
Is it 2 points?
We're trying to tease apart.
Is it 1 out of 5 points? Is it 1 out of 2 points? Either way, it's not player facing.
Yeah.
Because if they accomplish a minor task, you said that contributes. How much does that actually do? Is it?
Well, it depends on what the task is.
But the players don't know how much.
And that doesn't make it arbitrary. Because unless you're just looking at a monster manual and you see, okay, this monster's worth 10 XP, unless it's just 1s and 0s, everything has some amount of arbitrariness.
Try gold for experience. It's super easy. It's just how much gold have they found?
My players can't track gold. They literally are incapable of tracking their gold. They forget every single session.
That sounds like they don't have the proper
Which is actually
character.
an argument for Milestone. some players are just not good at tracking stuff like that.
Some horses need carrots, some need sticks. It sounds like your players need some carrots to actually track gold. I would encourage gold for experience. It's worked for a pretty long time, pretty successfully.
John, I think you had something you wanted to say.
Oh, no, it's fine. No, it's fine.
Anyway, that's fine. You like talking over people. It's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So the thing that I was going to say is, so, like, experience points are vestigial and bullshit, right? Like, why do they, like...
Oh, here it is.
We're back to, like, this is alignment charts that are, like, old and meaningless. And, like...
Charisma is a skill. It's vestigial. I understand.
But, like, you have things that use that, other than... Like, there are multiple things that check that, and it means something.
I'm going to take off my milestone hat just for a second.
Okay.
And I'm going to put on my experience point hat. Ooh, and what I'm going to say about that is...
a hedge?
Oh,
fuck off. I'm going to suck a big... Somebody like, can mute us out. But anyway, we're going to do this.
No, absolutely not.
I'm going to change all curses and die rolls in a future episode. And we're going to say everything's family friendly as a... Anyway. So here, to Grant's... Like, I think this would be something that I think would be fine in Grant's case, right? Where if you have experience points, that is how you can chunk up something, right? You can decide, okay, if you do this, it's worth 2 experience points. I know that will contribute to the thing. And then also, here are other, as Eric described, carrots that I can do. Like, you talk to certain people in town, that gives you a thing. If you complete a player goal, that adds to that. And then you can have fractions of a thing that will lead to a level, and it's very clear to the player what they can do to do that. That's how you chunk it up. And it's, as long as that's clear, like, that's what experience points I think are for. It's to give you, like, options, multiple options that you can use to target something instead of just being, here's the thing I need to level up. And I like that nuance for when you want to guide player action. I think that's the key thing. There are certain things you want the players to do. If you convey that through the experience points, how they actually level, they're more likely to do it. Put my milestone hat back on. It's simpler to do milestone, usually.
Yes.
But I just wanted to make that argument before we say it's completely vestigial and just a historical piece that is a antiquity to be examined.
Much like the alignment chart that is mostly for memes at this point. That is true. Yeah. You're right. Counting experience. So there is like ways that you can harvest the corpse of experience points. Using every part of the buffalo to use it as a progress bar to complete things. But, like, killing a monster for experience points is bullshit. That has never been fun or interesting.
Do you know what's bullshit? Is when I'm sitting playing the game, and at the end of the session the DM says, oh, I think you have to fight a big monster at the end of this. Oh, you level up. That is. You know what's also?
Yeah.
Is after sitting here and saying, oh, well, I've played 2 sessions, and then all of a sudden the DM looks and says, you level up. Rather than, and it's like, oh, I guess I'm now looking at my character sheet, versus, oh, I'm looking at my character sheet, and I'm going, oh, man, at the end of this session, if we could just get one more room in, or if I can just find one more gold coin in here. So I'm going to push my luck. And that is why there's no corpse to harvest from. It is a tree blossoming in the orchard, in the garden of role-playing games.
Unbelievable.
I
think that's the key thing. Like, if I'm a player waiting session to session to session, waiting for, like, when am I leveling up? If I'm asking that as a constant question, that's a problem.
That is a problem, yes. Players should be leveling up and advancing. That is the fun.
Okay. And I think we're in our final minutes, so as determined by the sound you'll hear in a second, hopefully, or else we're just going to put it in, but here it is.
I'm sorry.
Let's see if we answer this question, right? Or if we can boil this down. So, is milestone leveling something that DMs should do?
It's not. It is bad. This is where Kevin can call me out later for hedging. I'm saying it's bad. It is bad. It is unapologetically bad. But you as a DM are going to use Milestone. Let's be both real with everyone here. You're going to use Milestone. But what I want you to do is think, why am I getting rid of this? What carrot am I giving up for this? Let me try to find a different way to accomplish that sense of giving players checkboxes.
Take all the effort that you used to figure out How much gold should I give them because that's proportional to XP? And light that on fire, and it will keep you warm while you think about how you should have been using Milestone. It's simple. Save yourself time and energy.
Yeah, there are other things I'd rather spend my time on, and as long as you're just having a discussion with the players, they can still be involved with the milestone system, and they can still be coming up with ideas of things that they want to work on that will contribute to their own leveling. And as long as it's an open discussion, everyone's aware of the things that will count towards their leveling progress, and tick off the box and be like, yes, you level.
How many counts does it take to level?
Milestone can work.
Anyway, so so I think milestone leveling is something that is, if you want to keep it simple, you should do. But I think experience points are a way to figure out ways that you want to encourage certain types of RPing or things that you want the players to do in a world that would normally not be encouraged by the milestone leveling. Okay, and I think with that, what I'll say is you can reach us at the at zoneofhottruth on Twitter, or just via our Gmail that you can find at zoneofhottruth@gmail.com. And once again, thank you for listening, and keep rolling those dice.